While you're all waiting for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse to release, I'm waiting for MCU Spider-Man 4 to release, because, you know, I have an opinion, and I think that I would like to see MCU Spider-Man 4. Although, to be fair, well, I am actually more excited for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, but for now, like, I have an idea for what I want to see in Spider-Man 4, like Tom Holland's fourth Spider-Man movie. And, well, I don't have any ideas for what could happen in Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, because I have no idea what they're gonna do for the sequel. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna make my own version of Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4, because I don't know when it's going to release, and I don't know how long it'll take to release, but by the time it does release, this video probably will be not nowhere near like what the movie's like, or maybe it could be close enough. But for now, I say this is my version of Spider-Man 4, MCU Spider-Man 4. And if you do end up enjoying this video, then make sure to like and subscribe, because I'm a Spider-Man fan, and if you watch this video, you're also a Spider-Man fan, meaning subscribe, because it's Spider-Man. Anyway, I gotta begin. So this movie will take place like around a year after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home, and Peter is, well, spending more time as Spider-Man than doing ordinary normal person stuff, mainly because he doesn't really have much of a life to do, and he doesn't really have any friends. He didn't make any friends after what happened in No Way Home, especially since he doesn't want to put anyone in danger, and he ended up leaving Ned and MJ behind because he would endanger them if he continued to be Spider-Man. But still, he's basically all alone. His life is quite lonely. But in this movie, we get to see Spider-Man in action, taking down some bad guys, and he would have taken down some MCU versions of Electro, Lizard, and Sandman, Rhino, The Spot, Big Wheel, basically just random Spider-Man villains that probably would not have been in that would not be in a movie, well, for now. Oh, and by the way, I did list off 3 villains that were in No Way Home: Electro, Lizard, and Sandman, but I just don't really think that I would include them in future MCU Spider-Man movies. But if he had fought them at some point in the like the time gap between this movie and No Way Home, then I suppose it would be good enough, just in case fans want to see Spider-Man fight these villains in the MCU, although they may be off-screen. And the Lizard, I think people would probably be the most annoyed at, since, you know, to see if he would have a connection to Peter or not. But I just decided just to do this, because I don't want to have the Lizard as the villain of one of these Spider-Man movies. But anyway, I gotta continue. Anyway, Peter will have not made any friends at college because he doesn't really want to make friends, because he doesn't want to put them in danger. And a lot of students there call him kind of like a lone wolf, and kind of just like a just kind of a creepy kid, because he doesn't really say anything. He's like the most quietest person you would ever know. He doesn't even engage in conversation when someone says hi to him. But anyway, we also learn in this movie that Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, has gotten his hands on the Venom symbiote that was teased at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, if you don't like the idea of having Venom in the first movie after No Way Home, I can respect your opinion, but for me, I just think this would probably work something the best, because then we would get Venom out of the way and introduce newer villains that Spider-Man hasn't fought before, so I'm doing that. Anyway, after that, oh yeah, you also might be thinking Kingpin could be dead after Hawkeye. Oh, sorry if you don't have Disney Plus or haven't got to watching Hawkeye yet, but yeah, Kingpin is in it, and if you think he died, there's a lot of people saying he's alive, so I say he's alive. And plus, I want him to fight Daredevil and Spider-Man. And if you're just one of those people who think that, Kingpin should just remain dead, then I want to say one thing. My opinion is right, your opinion is wrong. Because Kingpin should fight his own enemies, Spider-Man and Daredevil, not Hawkeye. Unless he did fight Hawkeye in the comics. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. Anyway, then Peter would then go with Spider-Man to try and take pictures for the Daily Bugle, because he got a job there at the Daily Bugle because he needs to make money, but he doesn't really talk to anyone but Jameson. And then he ends up finding out that someone is breaking in, so he goes to Spider-Man to stop them, and it's the Black Cat, where she gets her appearance in the MCU. And she will try and steal the symbiote just like in the episode of Spectacular Spider-Man where Peter gets the symbiote, but then the symbiote ends up they lose the symbiote, but it's actually attached to Spider-Man. But anyway, Peter will then find out that Black Cat's more of a tragic person because she's trying to steal it to sell it on to some random person who hired her so she can get money to, because I don't know any good enough ideas, but I want to make her tragic, because if she was doing this just to steal it, then for like no reason, if she's a bad person, then I would find it hard for her to become good friends with Spider-Man later on. So there, trying to make her do the wrong things for the right reasons. Plus it just, is better this way. And then Spider-Man and her end up becoming friends. But then later on, the symbiote takes over Spider-Man's body. Basically, he gets the black suit in this movie. And he starts becoming quite dark and aggressive. And of course, throughout this movie, Spider-Man will start beating up criminals quite more aggressively than usual. And of course, throughout this movie, Peter will be reminded about the times he had, the good times he had felt in the Homecoming trilogy. Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, and Spider-Man No Way Home. Well, up until No Way Home. And he'll miss the times where he used to hang out with Ned and MJ. That will make the symbiote feed off his anger, and he will just, just become more aggressive and angry. Also, I don't care what adults say if they are taking their kids to watch a movie about the most colorful and friendliest superhero in comics. I want this to be able to scare little kids, okay? Like, I want Spider-Man to become scary that even little kids that look up to him will be scared of him. I know that's a bit of a stretch, but I just think Spider-Man should be intimidating now. And during this, Kingpin will realize that Spider-Man has got the symbiote on him, and he gets Scorpion, Mac Gargan, out of jail and gives him a Scorpion suit to hunt down Spider-Man. He was teased since Homecoming in the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Homecoming, and I think he should finally get his time to shine, and he'll become the Scorpion to get his vengeance on Spider-Man. Now, of course, the more I thought about Scorpion being the villain of Spider-Man 4, the more I realized that he basically, when you look at it, you're gonna notice that, well, compared to the villains in No Way Home, Scorpion's more of a piece of cake, because the Lizard, Electro, Sandman, Dr. Octopus, and Green Goblin are very strong. Now, Scorpion is still strong, but he is very much not as powerful and of a threat as the Green Goblin. Which is why, in this point in time, the first time they fight each other, Spider-Man, well, first he'll struggle to fight Scorpion, but then he will figure out how to defeat him and beat him up very badly with the symbiote. And of course, with with Black Cat there, she and Spider-Man would have become friends, but then Black Cat realized Spider-Man's being more aggressive even for him. And now I'm gonna say that Scorpion might have been a bit more, maybe he might be trying to, like, mess with Spider-Man, like, maybe trying to get into his head, taunting him about things, and that would make Spider-Man way more aggressive, and make him fully lose control. And he will, like, beat Scorpion up so bad that he nearly kills him, but Black Cat tells him to stop, and saying that he's had enough. And then Spider-Man and Black Cat go to have a talk, while they leave Scorpion there to just left there, just to suffer. Anyway, while they're having a talk, Black Cat is going to be mad at Spider-Man because she thought that he would be a good person, but it turns out Spider-Man's not even a good person, and that the rumors that are true, that maybe the rumors are true that he killed Mysterio, the greatest superhero of all time. Okay, that's a bit of a stretch, but I just say that Peter Parker is forgotten, Spider-Man's not forgotten, meaning everyone still thinks that Spider-Man's a killer. He killed Mysterio. Although it was not true, they don't know who Spider-Man is, though. And, yeah. Just basically, that's still consequences. The whole MCU universe, everyone in the Marvel Cinematic Universe thinks Spider-Man killed Mysterio at this point, and basically, even maybe some of the Avengers think Spider-Man killed Mysterio. Although a few of them don't, it's still like, basically the Avengers are basically, half the Avengers say Spider-Man's a criminal, the other half say he's a good guy, that he's just a kid. And that are some of the Avengers that kind of know him, like Doctor Strange, but I don't know if he's a full-time Avenger or not. I don't think he might be, but he's not there after, he's not on the main universe after Multiverse of Madness' post-credit scene teasing Doctor Strange 3, and hopefully building up to Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, and Secret Wars. But anyway, so basically Spider-Man would then realize what he's become, and he's becoming the very thing that he swore to destroy, so he's going to try and get rid of the symbiote. And while he's trying to get rid of the symbiote, he doesn't know how to take it off, and the symbiote keeps trying to fight against him, and Peter will have no idea how to get it off until he bangs up against a bell, and the symbiote starts being weakened, and Peter realizes that the symbiote's weakness is sound. So Peter's like, knows how to get it off by using sound, and he thinks that the sound has completely destroyed the symbiote for good. Meanwhile, it hasn't. But meanwhile, Peter goes back home to his apartment and then feels so upset because he has lost a friend that he's made from, like, a very long time ago. And he's sad because after Ned and MJ, he hasn't made any friends, and Black Cat was the first friend he's made, but now she doesn't want to be his friend anymore because he's not who she thought he was. And that was because of the symbiote. But then it's revealed the symbiote had survived the bell's noise, and it then crawls to Mac Gargan, who is angry because Kingpin has left him after he realized he's no good, and Spider-Man had basically defeated him, humiliated him, and he wants revenge. Meanwhile, when the symbiote bonds with him, he then figures out everything about Spider-Man and all his experiences throughout the past years, and realizes that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and remembers everything before the spell was casted, that everyone would forget that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. So Scorpion knows how to beat him, and he will fully become Venom. Because, if you didn't know, in the comics, Mac Gargan, the Scorpion, once bonded with the Venom symbiote after Eddie Brock got rid of it, and he basically became the new Venom. And I want to do this in the MCU, because everyone, well, most of the audiences in today, like the general audience, like casual viewers that don't really keep up to date with the Marvel Cinematic Universe as much as real main fans, like the big fans that love Marvel more than anything, that they would do anything to see Marvel movies in the cinema. Well, basically, they only know Eddie Brock is Venom, so I thought this would be good enough. Anyway, back to the story. So Scorpion, who is now Venom, now knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and he knows where he goes to college, and yeah, he plans to go there. Oh yeah, and also he goes to visit Kingpin and beats him up, but doesn't kill him, being angry at him and saying that he's going to kill him for what he has done, but first he wants to get his revenge on Spider-Man. And yeah, basically he's just mad that Kingpin didn't bother come save him after he lost to Spider-Man, even though Kingpin's a really angry person. But yeah, I just wanted to know that Kingpin's still here. Anyway, so yeah, Venom will then attack Spider-Man's college, and Peter will see this while he's in the middle of class. And while everyone's running, Peter will go to get his costume, which is hidden similarly to how he hid his homemade costume in Spider-Man Homecoming. And yeah, he will get his costume on and start to fight Venom, but he will also try to get everyone out of the college, and he won't have to worry about having his normal voice and just talking to people, because he doesn't really talk to anyone anyway, so they probably wouldn't really know Peter Parker and Spider-Man to be the same, really. And some people would be scared because they think Spider-Man's a criminal. But still, Spider-Man eventually will get Venom out of there, and then they'll start fighting some more. And Black Cat will even see them swing through the city, fighting each other. And during this battle, Venom will reveal himself to be Mac Gargan, and they know everything about him and tell him and start taunting him, saying that because it's all his fault that Aunt May got hurt, and in the battle back in No Way Home. And if it weren't for him, his life would have been perfect. If it weren't for him, then Iron Man might have lived, and if it weren't for him, maybe he would have still had his friends. Maybe his life would have been perfect. But instead, his life is ruined and it's all his fault. And Peter's starting to regret the decisions he has made in the Homecoming trilogy, and then he'll start to think that he won't be able to win, and he believes that he can't beat Venom until Black Cat comes and saves him, and then they're like, they have a quick talk and saying sorry to each other about what they've all done, mainly Spider-Man because it was his fault, and yeah, they'll start to team up to fight Venom, and of course, they'll start to fight in a burning building, or like a building's on fire. That's where the fight will take place, and then they'll learn that Venom is weak to fire. So Peter finds some 2 metal bars and bangs them up against each other, and that will weaken Venom some more. And then he'll rip the symbiote off Mac Gargan and throw it in the fire, and it will eventually burn up. And yeah, the symbiote will be no more, and then Mac Gargan will go to jail. Of course, no one will know who Peter Parker is, so even if he tries to tell someone who Spider-Man is, they'll have no idea who he is. Anyway, yeah. So yeah. And then Spider-Man and Black Cat decide to become partners and fight crime together more often, and they decide that they are friends again. And Peter might actually start thinking that he might have to realize that he has to make friends and have a proper life. So he decides to become Spider-Man. Well, what am I saying? No. So he decides to just have his normal life, start to do a normal life again, and yeah, that's when he'll start talking to people. And some people will think he's still of a creepy kid because he doesn't say anything, he's just quiet, and it'll be hard for Peter to make friends after that 1 year. But finally, someone actually will be his friend. A guy named Harry. Harry, you know. A redhead person named Harry. And Peter will finally made a friend. And the movie will probably end with Spider-Man swinging around the city. And that's it. Now, if you're probably wondering why I chose the name Harry for this random person Peter has become friends with, then you'll probably guess at some point. If you just, you know Spider-Man that well. Anyway, there's gonna be one post-credit scene though, which shows Ned after we've seen him in Spider-Man No Way Home. Well, after No Way Home, and Ned forgot who Peter was, Ned has started acting different. He's a bit more of a darker person. He's almost like a cool person, but is more, just a bit more like he's like a criminal, like, in a way. He's like kind of a darker person than before. More sinister, maybe. If you read Spider-Man comics, then you'll probably know Ned's history of stuff in the comics. But if you don't, then good news, you have to wait till I upload another video on this topic, and I will do MCU Spider-Man 6 and MCU Spider-Man 5. Yeah, MCU Spider-Man 5 and 6. I will do those. But until then, that's it. And if you liked this, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe. Also, I've made a second channel. Like, if you've watched my videos before and thought they were too long, well, now I have made a second channel where I upload YouTube Shorts. So if you are interested, then make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. That is all, Spider-Man fans. Until I upload MCU Spider-Man 5 and 6, then that's the story.